Hello, Link students. Today is a good day to talk about education in Latin America. I chose this theme because it relates to my life in so many ways, and because I went to a school and knew children that really struggle. This theme is for you to realize the reality that millions of children in Latin America go through. This theme is not for you to feel sorry or disgusted. This theme is for you to learn and see the reality. First, we're going to learn about Latin America education. Then we're going to talk about child labor. After that, mode of transportation. And finally, immigration. Many of you may know and may not know where Latin America is at, which is really common because I knew people that didn't really know, even though they were Latinos. Okay, so where is Latin America at? Where Latin America, it's all the way from Mexico to Argentina. There is 23 countries in total. This includes Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. As you can notice, in this Latin America, in four countries, Spanish is not spoken. In Brazil, Guyana, Haiti, and Belize. Continuously, we got child labor. What is child labor, you may wonder? Well, many millions of children work under child labor in Latin America. According to the ILO, 246 million of children in Latin America are under child labor. Of these 246 million of children, 179 million of children were caught under the worst child labor conditions. But why is that? It's because most parents can afford to give their children a proper life condition, much less to afford to buy them children utensils for school. For example, can give them for food or to buy the uniforms. School uniforms in Latin America are 100 lempiras, which is $5. But with those $5, they can feed their families for about a week. Also, according to the ILO, which I said it was the International Labor Office, 67% of girls in Colombia, Panama, and Brazil from the age of 5 to 17 were caught working as domestic workers. In El Salvador, Honduras, Peru, and Argentina, 78% of boys from the age of 7 to 17 were caught working under agriculture sectors. As I said, there is 179 millions of children working under the worst child labor conditions. But what are those worst child labor working conditions? Well, they are slavery, debt bondage, forced recruitment, using children for drug selling, and the worst of all, killing children to sell their organs. Yes, I remember back in 2013 when I lived in Honduras, I had really rough time going to school and going out to the grocery shop or even going to see my other family because of living under that fear, because it was getting really common in Honduras that they were raping children and killing them to sell their organs, their eyes, their livers, their heart, everything. It was their business for the black market. Everybody had to be really cautious about it. Now that you know about child labor and where Latin America is at, I'll be now informing you about mode of transportation in Latin America. In Latin America, it's nothing like the US that we take public buses that take you to school, we drive ourselves, or parents take you. Well, in Latin America, 7% of children walk to school, 9.5 ride donkeys, and 20.5 travel by car. It's either their parents' car or somebody else's. I took this picture when I went to El Salvador, and it's really common over there because, as you can see, people can't really afford for food or education, so much less to buy a car. Well, finally, we got immigration. But what does immigration has to do with education in Latin America? Well, it has to do a lot. Because due to that poor education given and that poverty that grows along time, millions can have a self-grow. That was the reason of why I moved to the US, because if I wasn't part of that political party that was going in the country, I wouldn't be able to succeed and have a good future. According to the New York Times, 18 million of children in Latin America and they have immigrated to the US in order to receive a better education. Yes, to attend to school. Accessing higher education enables immigrant students to achieve their dreams, and it becomes a social and economic and a social mobility, benefiting themselves, their children, and the country, said Ms. former Dean of the University of California. Well, today I have informed you about where Latin America is at. I also inform you about child labor, and finally, the scenarios that impose immigration to the US. Remember to remain thankful. Thank you.